Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. Glad to have you guys joining us again.
Today's topic is a juicy one. We'll be diving headfirst into female sexuality, everything from using sex toys in relationships or while being single to masturbating. One of my favorite things to talk about.
We'll be asking one another tough questions like why is female sexuality so taboo? Why is it an uncomfortable thing to talk about among everyone? So let's get started.
All right.
I'm gonna just let y'all know that I'm not so comfortable talking about that, but that's also an opinion that I have, you feel me? And I know you guys are open, which is something that I'm like very grateful because I feel like I learned from you guys since you guys are so open about it.
Okay, we respect that.
So what do you think, what do you feel female sexuality is to you? Like,
For me, personally, it means embracing the fact that I enjoy sex as much as men do, or maybe even more, and I enjoy exploring myself.
okay.
Because what better person to explore your body than yourself?
Exactly.
Okay, I agree with that.
You learn
Yeah.
things from yourself best. So, I think that's good.
Now, when you say that masturbating is one of your favorite things to talk about, in what sense? Because I don't want people thinking like, oh, damn, she must be. Because all people have obviously their opinions and say like, oh man, she's the freaky one in that group or something like that.
No, it's not that I'm freaky. It's just that I feel comfortable talking about it because it's normal. Like, usually a lot of people think you're masturbating, that's nasty. Or growing up, like, it's always seen as a boy thing to do. But what about girls?
Mm-hmm.
Like, girls do it too. Growing up, you're feeling things, not just boys. You're feeling things too. And I feel like because people are always like, this boy is so nasty because he's masturbating. You feel like, well, if he's nasty, I'm nasty too.
Yeah.
Because we don't talk about female masturbation. It's always male masturbation. So I feel like being open about it, I kind of break away from that mental cycle that it's a bad thing. It's a sin. It's nasty. And throughout the years, I've kind of learned not to think of it that way. Because before I used to be like, oh no, I don't want to touch myself because that's bad.
Yeah.
I was raised like that too. Like I was told, don't do that. That's it's not normal.
Yeah, I agree with that because I feel like I grew up with that so heavily that it's like that's why I feel like this specific episode was and is hard for me to be in because with my mom, my mom was really strict. Like my mom was like, I don't want no people that are in gangs. I don't want no people like she was the type of like woman that like she expected the best from me and she expected that I respected myself always, no matter what. Which is very difficult. And which is why I find it difficult to like talk about this. But
I had that mentality too, but then I started thinking like it's normal. Women have needs too. How are they gonna get their needs met,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was actually, my sister and we used to listen to Love Line. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that on K-Rock. Like at night.
Oh, it was like late at night, no?
Yeah,
I remember.
We used to listen to that. And something that always stuck to me was, there was a conversation of this one girl who thought that same way. Like, oh, female masturbation, no. But they kind of like talked to her about how it's normal,
Mm-hmm.
you need to explore yourself. And from then on, I was just like, okay, well, maybe it's not so bad.
Okay.
And then you explore and you try and you're like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is normal.
Okay. Now, female exploration for you guys is in what sense? Other than, let's say, masturbating. What else does it mean to you?
Getting to know what I look like.
Okay.
What I sound like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like look like how and sound like how?
Like what would I look like down there? Like
Oh, okay.
when I was in high school, I think that was like the first time that I actually grabbed a mirror and I looked at myself and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, let me be honest, I've never done that.
It's not
I've never
scary.
done that either, but like I'm not afraid of it. You know, it's
It's kind
it's
of
part
like,
of you.
yeah, it's kind of like you're looking at something you've never seen before. That's you.
Okay.
So when I saw for the first time, I was like, whoa. Hi.
Like, hey, how are you?
And you know, like you start looking at yourself and you start touching, not sexually touching yourself, but like, hey, what's this? What
What's
is
under
it?
there?
Yeah. And you're like, whoa, like I didn't know I looked like this, you know? And from then on, I'm like, cool. I know what I look like.
Mm-hmm.
When she said look like, I thought she meant like
Appearance
During.
or oh.
during, like what she
No.
looks like during.
No.
Okay.
No, I meant like
'Cause
what
I've
I look
learned to
like.
Yeah,
like-
see, that's why I asked. That's why I had to ask, like, what
What-
is that?
What I sound like when I masturbate, obviously I don't make noise because I live with my dad and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm ever alone, then I, know what I sound like, what I look like.
Also, what you feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to always be like, well, what does it feel like? What do I feel like? And you only know when.
When you actually try yourself,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
And then it's like, it's so new because when you first do it, this might be a little TMI, but your juices or whatever,
Mhm.
like, you're like, I didn't know this could happen. You know?
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna get into detail, but you don't know certain things about your body or what your body does.
Until
don't
you
know
actually try
until
it.
you do it and try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull it.
Yeah, that's why I mean, even I grew up in a similar household
Mhm.
than you, where they don't talk about sex. You know, you take sexual education classes in school.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
A nurse talks to
Mhm.
you about these things, you know? And before I used to be like, why? Like, I didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, well, why are they talking about this to us?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't it be someone I trust? You know? So that's
Yeah.
why I feel like now I'm very open about it, because in the future, if I have children, I want to be able to talk to them about
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather them hear it from someone they trust than from a stranger.
How do you feel about when guys like say like, "Oh, you're a slut"?
They're sluts too.
How so?
Because, and this is where it's gonna kind of get a little like defensive,
Mhm.
but men are always like applauded and like, hey, bro, because they sleep around with different women. But if you sleep around with different men, then they call you easy, or that you're a slut, or that you sleep around with everyone, you know,
that you're loose.
which is a fucking lie,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't get loose no matter how many times you have sex. Yo, and I'm gonna say this because when I was going to college, there was a guy who made a comment about a female body. And he said that the more sex females have, the saggier they get. And that to me stuck. It stuck in my mind. And till this day, I think, wow, he is so uneducated. I really hope he learned like that's not true.
Mm-hmm. What's your opinion to that, Adri? Like,
The same.
When
Like,
people say-
why can't women, sleep around, enjoy sex, enjoy their dating life? It doesn't have to be anything serious. And if it's not serious, then they're like, "Oh, you're a slut. You're easy." Why?
Like, why is it okay for men, or why is it more socially acceptable for men to do that than women?
so that's the main question, y'all. Why is it?
And it's not only men that say other women call each other easy or slut too.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So we're not only attacking the men out here. We're attacking
the women.
Women, men.
Your grandma, your
He,
granddaddy.
they, whoever you guys are.
Whatever you identify as.
Yes, whatever you identify as.
All the people that slut shame. Basically.
Why? Why do you slut shame? Why is that? That's my main question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember the first time you guys were ever called a slut, a hoe? And if so, why? Oh, I'm sorry, not why, but like, yeah, why were you guys called that by that person?
I don't feel like I've ever been called a bitch or a hoe because of being sexually active. But I feel like I've been called that more so just because the guy is fucking uneducated and stupid and immature.
Or insecure about himself.
Yeah.
Or they get mad because they got rejected by you, basically.
Oh, yes.
And you guys have had that before?
Yeah. We have. We have.
Turn off, y'all. Like, if
Huge turn
anybody that is rejected, please don't cuss out the person. Like,
just take rejection. It builds character. You get me? Like, it's okay to
like
be
you got rejected, but there's a million other people that, not even a million, billions of other people that you might have a chance with.
Yeah. Because it's like, I actually had a discussion with a guy before. Because he used to sleep around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he would talk about females. Oh, she's a slut because she slept with this guy and that guy. So I gave it back to him. I'm like, well, you're a slut too because you sleep around. He's like, it doesn't work that way. And I'm like, yes, it does. It's the same concept. You're sleeping around.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know what to say, you know?
Because it's true. Like, you guys are so like, oh, they high five each other basically. Like, oh yeah. Or they say like, oh, what's your, I always hate hearing this. What's your body count?
Oh, yeah. Oh, a lot of men ask women this. Please don't do that. Because that's an instant turn off.
I've been asked, and when I tell them that I've lost count, I get dirty looks. Like, really? You lost count? Like, you've slept around that much? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have slept around not too much, but I've had my fun.
Which is okay, you know? Like,
we're not here to like say that, like, that's
and it's
gross.
okay
No.
if you don't like to sleep around too. It's okay. You know, it's
At the end of the day, it's your choice.
Yeah, it's your body. You get to choose what you like to do, what you don't want to do, etc. Like, you know, like, enjoy yourself. It's your life.
Life is so fleeting, y'all.
You never know, honestly, when is your last day here. So obviously, like, shit, if guys can have fun, then
Girls can have fun too.
what would you guys recommend to somebody like me that doesn't know about sex toys and how to choose them?
Hold on. I mean, I'm not experienced myself, but I'm open to it. Like, I would want to.
But haven't you bought like other? It doesn't have to be like stuff that goes inside. It could also be other stuff, like, you know, like.
Oh, I bought a leash, but I haven't used it. I haven't found the right person to use it with, or someone that I trust.
Y'all hearing that, y'all?
Yeah,
Y'all
that
better.
should be with someone you trust.
Yeah, that's true. What about you? Like, what's your advice to somebody that wants to get into?
I have a toy, but my toy was gifted to me for a birthday. I feel like before that, I hadn't really thought about it, I guess. They're fun, you know. They're meant to be explored, I guess, as well. Because there are so many out there, like, literally, like, you wouldn't know what to choose.
There's so much fun you can have.
Yeah, it's just a matter of saying, oh, this one looks interesting. You know, you can always ask opinions of other people who've used a specific toy, but I feel like it's just experimenting and exploring yourself.
What about in a relationship?
Having a sex toy. Oh, I know that for sure. Mine is pure taboo. Like, not pure yeah, you could say in a sense, like,
A little vanilla.
yeah,
Tiny bit.
like for me, like if I were to try something, like I would like to try something new, but I know for a fact like my husband wouldn't want that. Like I know I've like played around and I told him like, hey, like what would you think about me getting like a toy? And he goes, what the hell? For what? If you already have mine. And I'm just like, well, you know, like what if like I have my urges and you can't like, you know, give me that pleasure? And he goes, oh, so I don't please you. So then I just had to retract my statement and be like, you know what, it was just a joke. I wasn't even being serious. But that stuck to me, that like, and it's always been like, okay, like why is it bad for me to say to be okay with that, you know?
A lot of men think that way.
I feel like you should have a conversation about it. Be like, I'm not trying to get the sex toy because, you know, you don't please me, or I mean, I do have urges, but I feel like we can use it together, spice things up in the bedroom, you know?
With my former partner, I had a similar reaction. With my former partner. I brought it up in a conversation, and he basically said the same thing, that why do you need it for if you have me? Am I not satisfying you? But it's like, it's two different things, you know? And it'd be amazing if you could bring both of them together. But his idea was, you're cheating on me. You know? Like,
and I'll agree upon that, because, and I forgot to add that in mine as well, like he said that too. That's basically kind of like cheating. How?
Which is not, because it's like, he would masturbate, you know? I wouldn't tell him, hey, you're cheating. So it's like, if you're using a toy, you're basically doing the same thing he's doing. Why are you being accused of cheating?
Why is it bad that I'm basically thinking of that in a sense? Yeah, I get, like, that's so true.
Yeah, and I feel like if you have to really like choose your words carefully if you want that to be part of your sex life.
Yeah, because some men are a little sensitive.
Way too sensitive.
Not all men.
Very narrow-minded. We need a lot of more men with open minds. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? I feel like that if it's gonna help you and if it's gonna spice things up for you, go for it. I'm always open for new things.
Have you guys ever caught a family member, like, or with the toy?
No.
No.
Never, no. I'm telling you, like, I feel like in the house that I live now, I'm probably the only one with a toy. And I have to hide it.
Is it because you're ashamed or because
No, I'm not ashamed, but it's out of respect. You know, first of all, it's out of respect. Second of all, I feel like they won't accept it. Or they'll be like, what the fuck is this?
True.
Sure.
Yeah. I hide my chain from my siblings because I don't have any privacy. And if they were to like find it, they would take it out and start playing with it,
thinking that maybe it's like
a toy.
It is a toy.
It is a toy, but not that type of toy.
That's pretty cool. I feel like I'd be into that too, but
Do you have any more questions?
I think I'm full on out of questions that I could think of for you guys right now. Like, I feel like you guys answered questions that I had basically for myself in a sense.
I think one last topic that we should talk about that really irritates me is dick pictures.
Don't get me started.
Don't send me your little peanut.
No, boys, no. Why do you do it? What makes you think that a woman, girl,
man,
whatever you're okay with, like you're into,
your
like
partner, whatever.
Why do you think it's okay to send
unsolicited dick pics?
And not only dick pics, because I know I've had a couple of friends that had a couple guy friends that had like girls sending them like unsolicited pics as well. Why do we why do women and men do that? Like, what makes you want to do that?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Like, that's my main question when I receive one, basically. Like,
Yeah.
why do you do that? Like, what's the whole point?
Or when you're asking someone for that, it's like,
or like, can you send? Yeah, or like when they say, can you send a nude? Or hey, like, like.
Yeah, you kind of come off as desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see anything wrong with you sharing a picture here and there with your partner, but
or somebody that basically is okay with receiving it, or that
they consent to it.
They consent to it.
But don't send any. I don't want to be standing in line at the DMV, open a message, and see something a little, or maybe they won't see it.
Maybe you can't really find it in the picture and shit. You're gonna be like,
because I've had one. Like, I got a picture like that, and I was like, where the fuck it at? I ain't gonna say your
name. Did they reply to you, or what did they tell you?
They said your turn, and I said, alright. So I hit him with the black picture, and I drew boobies. I drew a stick figure with boobies.
I hate you.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, bro.
What do you think about that, Adri? What do you like? What's your opinion in that? Like, have you received any, and how did it make you feel?
I've received some, yeah. I look at them and just be like, I didn't ask for this. Why would you send it to me? And then the other person would be like, you don't like it, or they would get offended, and I'm like, but I didn't ask for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like to take nude pictures. Well, not super nude, but like semi-nude pictures, and I send them to my partner when they consent to it, when they're like, well, they're okay with it, and then they send me some back because I consent to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's okay, but I feel like when you just like send it out of nowhere, it's kind of like, what are you thinking? Like, do you think the person's gonna be like, oh damn, baby, let me send something back? No.
I don't know. Yeah, I know I've received some, and there was this one time I was not expecting one, y'all. And I opened up that motherfucking message, and lo and behold, it was a ding dong. I was like, what the fuck? I even threw my phone. I was like, what the fuck?
Just next time, block, reported, muted.
Tired of that, like.
And you know what's crazy? Some women experience this like very often. I've only experienced that like twice, maybe.
I've experienced it a couple times.
But there are women who experience it like
a lot more.
A lot more.
And it's not okay.
Men and women, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, y'all.
Because I actually know guys too
is cool with it,
who have received unsolicited pictures of females, and it's like, and they laugh about it. I'm just letting you know, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because they laugh about it, and they show it to each other.
Oh yeah, see,
and they laugh at you.
And don't think that only men do that. I don't.
Women, we do that too. Yes.
Don't get me wrong on that one.
Next, if someone is ever thinking about sending me an unsolicited picture, I'm gonna show it to everybody. Just letting you know. So just don't do it. I might make a couple of memes out of it too.
But don't get me wrong. If you're my partner, I won't show it to anybody.
Of course not.
Yeah, same.
Of course not.
Trust.
With my man's, hell no. But either way, me and my man's, what's the whole point? We don't do that.
I take some and I have them on my Snapchat because right now I don't have anybody to send them to. They're just sitting there.
Now, when you guys take nude pics of yourself just for yourselves, is it like...
It makes me feel good.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm asked. Like, does it make you feel good? And if so, why?
I don't know. Just looking at myself and just looking at what I'm wearing or what I'm not wearing just makes me feel good. Like, that's me. That's all me.
Like, look at that foxy ass girl up in here.
Sometimes I send them to my friends and be like, look at me.
She has done it.
Yeah, right? She has done it.
Be fire. You feel me, y'all?
But this is our honey bunny,
Yeah. Like, don't y'all go on thinking that us three have like a little triangle going on and shit. No, we're just really comfortable with each other, and you know.
But once you get to know us,
we crazy. Just know that. I'm just kidding, you guys.
Did you guys think that I would be like that type of person when you first met me?
You know what?
No.
In reality, no. Let me tell you this. No.
No.
You guys,
no.
Adriana to me is just so like quiet, just so like serious. Oh, but now that I know her for 3 years, bitch.
She's quite the opposite.
She's quite the damn opposite. Like, I was so amazed when I first, like, she first started telling me all her, like her adventures and stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't judging her at all, don't get me wrong. But I was like, damn, like,
I wasn't expecting
I was
this.
not seeing that from her. But then again, you know, they always say, you know, the quiet ones are always the ones that are
everyone tells me that.
dangerous.
Wow, the ones.
And I'm just like, once I'm comfortable enough with you to go on adventures with you, show you my pictures, you know, talk about stuff like this, then you can't get me to shut up.
With Susie, I think it was just from the get-go we knew that you were open about it.
Yeah. I was never like,
I remember telling Pam, like, Susie seems like in another life she was a dominatrix.
Yeah, she did tell me
Before Susie
she even mentioned any of that. Literally. I was like, what?
I've gotten a couple of people have actually told me that I seem like I'm very like open-minded, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to a lot of things.
Mm.
I'm very like, I'm with the flow.
Yeah, like, yeah, I get you. What did you guys think about me, like, when you guys first met me?
I did not think you have, you know, your little crazy moments, but I didn't think you were like that. When I met you, I thought you were very like
closed off, or
or like you were very like vanilla, or like not as open-minded as I feel like I am. But you actually are, because you're not judgmental. Maybe you don't do a lot of wild things, but
I like hearing other people's stuff. I don't know why. I just no. Don't get me wrong. Like, I honestly do not judge you guys. Like, when you guys tell me you guys your stories, I'm just like, okay, like, that's right. Like, get your thing. Like, I congratulate them, because it's like, damn, like, how come guys get to high five each other, get to fucking, and you know what? Maybe it's because I grew up with like 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
That I feel that I'm okay with a lot of stuff. That, like, you know, like, yeah, go for it, dude. Like, do your thing. Like, you know.
Do you get yourself some?
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
that's Pam right there. She's always encouraging.
I'm always the one.
Honestly,
I'm the vanilla one too.
I thought she would be, when I first met her, I thought she would be more crazier than what she actually is.
She's amazed that she always tells me, and this is always comes out of Adriana's freaking mouth, you're plain vanilla, Pam.
I didn't think Pam was this funny when I first met her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I was so angry, or what? Like,
I feel like because you were always so tense. And because we have a mutual friend, his name is Franco. So I feel like at the beginning we were both...
Shout out Franco and his girl Kate.
Shout out Chichitas.
Oh, Frankie Dinky.
Why you built like a turkey though? But
oh, damn.
He kind of misled things at first.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of made us seem like a different type of person at first.
Was he the reason why you guys didn't like each other at first, or was that something else?
I think he was I don't know how it started, but I just remember hearing that, oh, Pam doesn't like you and she wants to get you fired.
Who said that? I never wanted to get you fired.
Somebody said. I don't know if I can say her name.
What?
But you know her. Yes.
No, I never said I would want to get you fired, or at least I don't. Maybe I was just playing around or something. But I would have never.
You used to tell me that all the time, but I knew it was a joke because you would be so stressed out at work.
I mean, I just want to fire people. But that was the thing, you guys. Like,
that's
that
probably
job.
also why we were misled to your personality, because that damn job, you're a manager, you're always stressed out, always short staffed for your shifts.
Bro, it was just me. That was the main thing that would piss me off, and I think that's what would stress me out, that I felt like it was always me being the one fucking short staffed.
Yeah. I feel like they just didn't give a damn about you. They're like,
I'm so sad.
Pam could do it.
They knew that you could do it, that's why they were like...
Hell yeah. But other than that, I'm glad that we did, because look at us having our little sexual talks and shit.
We have a lot of interesting conversations, guys. That's what I think. That's one of the main reasons why we decided to start a podcast, because we're always talking about something
random, and it's like so crazy, you guys. It's random ass topics, like
we're always laughing.
True.
Yeah, we're always laughing at each other,
clowning on each other,
or other people,
or not in a bad way, you guys. Like, obviously, like, people, when we say other people, obviously our friends, and they know about it.
Yeah, then always with people that are okay with it. We would never cross the line with people who are a little sensitive.
But yeah, you guys. Other than that, what else did you guys want to add to the female sexuality?
Women, talk to your daughters about it and tell them it's okay. And be open about it.
Don't make them think that this is something like taboo.
Don't make them think that it's bad.
Ashamed. Something they should be ashamed about.
You know, like, it's a body, you know, and we feel things.
Yeah.
And our minds wander, so.
True that.
You gotta just be real.
If y'all have any questions, you can
feel free to add those to our Instagram. If you guys haven't followed us, follow us on Instagram. Because why, you guys? I'm just kidding. Not that as though, like, follow us, you guys. That would be very, very highly appreciated. We are just barely starting, obviously, and we would highly appreciate that if you guys had our back on that.
We'll go ahead and link the Instagram account down below.
Yes.
So make sure to check it out. Yes. Show us some love and support.
All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us into our podcast. If you haven't heard any of our other previous podcasts, feel free to look back on them and hear us out.
Give us your feedback.
Bye.
Bye.